What's up, motherfuckers? In the first round of the second day of the Blitz tournament, I play against Roberto Carlos Ibarra, who is a friend of El Salvador. Okay, the other day we play a rapid game at night, and he played me the same, the Spanish variation. Okay, let's go with the e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. Okay, I saw that he was playing the Spanish exchange variation. He takes castle, and the other day, playing against him rapid at night, I play queen f6, and that's the move that I employed since I was playing e5 in the first move. But for this game, I decided to change and play f6. Okay, here the main move was d4, takes, takes knight d5, c5, going to endgame. So now I can go back with the knight to b3 or to e2. The majority of people returns to b3, but the matches prefer a little bit knight d2. Here, okay, bishop b6 and queen d7 was possible, but the most logical way was simply trade on d1, rook trade, bishop d7, and long castle. Bishop b3, long castle, and okay, to show us how to place the pieces, the rook goes on e8. For example, the rook goes here, the knight goes to e7, and then or to g6 or to c6. This pawn goes to h5, and maybe you can place the king side right there, b6, king b7. This is a normal development. This is how goes the pieces into this position. And in one moment you should break with f5 to eliminate the strong e4 pawn. But okay, my opponent chose knight b3, who was the main move. Queen takes, rook takes, and here main move was bishop g4. There are many options. Bishop d7 was another normal move, but I chose bishop b6 to have a I like Bishop C. What the machine recommendation, sorry. Bishop F4. And now the idea is that here, of course, I cannot castle. I have a trick to defend the pawn. C4, knight D4, and one castle. Because he cannot take my bishop because the rook is hanging. Okay, so knight C3, defending the rook. Now he's threatening knight takes C6, bishop F7. His position is equal, okay? To understand, to have knowledge, this position is equal. He has a better structure and a little bit more development, but I have the bishop pair, who always was so good in endgames. Knight f5. Now I cannot trade rook because I have all the king side and development, so that the d8 rook was the only piece that I have developed. So I should maintain that piece. Of course, I cannot trade here because then I have so much development and I have no time to develop all my pieces. So for that reason, rook e8, f3, defending the pawn. And now here, okay, I play 97. G6 is possible too, or h5, but 97 was good. I analyze all of this with the machine. I know that line by heart. Takes, and 95 bishop d8. For the moment, everything is normal for both sides. The position is equal. I prefer black a little bit, but both sides have their goal, but I prefer black. Um, Here he plays bishop d3, who is not the best move. It was better to play a4, trying to win space in the queen side. A4, and here I have some ways to play, but the most common was h5 here. Taking space in the king side. Okay, well, I allow white to win space in the queen side, but I take the space in the king side. Okay, h5, a5 looks normal here, and me I here white still taking space in the queen side, I still taking space in the king side. Here h4 or g5 was good moves. Example e5, bishop g3, and finally I play like I told him f5. This is a pawn sacrifice, but I'm going to take back this pawn early. And yes, the principal idea is that I'm eliminating the strong black pawn center. Okay, for example, take and rook h8. And here is, I prefer h5, but rook h8 was another possibility, but the problem is that of the move is that I allowed g4. And I prefer to play h5 and not allow g4. But okay, this is playable to h5, h3, take g6, take and f5, and this position is more or less equal because he cannot defend the e5 pawn so like he's putting a little bit of pressure. For example, after here I have the Yes, what we have here. Ah, sorry. Here I have bishop b6. Taking the rook. For that reason, I'm taking the g5 pawn with a small advantage. That's okay. My opponent chose bishop g3. Now that's the first point that I start to think. And I play h5 from good move. Rook h8 was possible too to play f5, but I like more to play with h5 more than with f5. And I used to like to win space in the games. And here it was time to play f5. The best part of the game I play well. I develop well the pieces and I start well, but here I fail finding the good plan. The correct plan was f5. F5 and eliminate the pawn simply. For example, after it takes f5, rook e5, knight c3, rook f5, and black is fine. But that's the plan, the black ideas in this position. Play f5 and eliminate the white center. Okay, play b6. Okay, it's playable, but the correct plan was f5. Rook d4, king b7, who is a blunder because white have knight takes b6, c takes b6, rook b7, and here I'm losing. So again, of course, b5 was the move, placing the rook on e2, so that's great. Okay, king b7 was a good positional move, but it's a tactical is a blunder. I like my opponent doesn't watch the move. He plays knight c3, attacking c4, bishop b7 because he cannot take here because bishop c5, I think. Yeah, bishop b5, bishop c5, sorry. So for the reason I play bishop b7, he plays strength move rook d7, bishop b6, and he should return to d2. And now I play c6, who is bad because I give my opponents the option to play knight f5, attacking the bishop, attacking the e7 pawn, and threatening knight d6. That's the huge problem of the move c6 that I allowed the squares d6. Here I should have played h4. Rook a1, simply c3. C3 attacking the h2 pawn. So if he plays c3, still taking space in both sides. So I simply knight d5, I can simply move the bishop. But c6 was a mistake because I allowed my opponent to place the knight into d6. Okay, of course, during the game I expect knight f5, but he missed a move. He plays c double rooks in d1, so now I made a good move g6, stopping the knight to enter to f5. c3, and now, okay, I play e5 was good. Bishop d8 was possible too, and then play with f5. But okay, a5 was good, knight c2, and here finally I should play f5 in one fucking moment of my life. But again, I still without play f5, and the problem is that I allowed to the knight to enter to e5, who equals so much the game because I lost the bishop pair. So after c5 mistake, he of course returned to e3, and now the knight is jumping to e5, trading my bishop pair. But okay, after that, I still having options because I have many space in both sides. Okay, knight rook d8, knight here, I trade, and king c6, and I decide to just trade one rook only because I thought that if I trade both rooks, this position was so equal. And maybe I prefer white, so I prefer to maintain one rook to try to win the game. I thought that this was the correct option. Okay, he plays bishop g3, attacking rook d6, bishop b7, of course, king f2. Here I play I play b5, and I start to play only into the queen side, but I should have played in both sides. First h4, taking a little bit of space, bishop f4, and then b5. And so I play b5 after king e2. Here is the same. I should play h4, and then take more space into the king side, and now came to the queen side, maybe with rook b8 or something like that. But first taking all the space that I can in the king side. To win this type of games, was necessary normally to have advantage in both sides. Only with one advantage in only one side was so difficult to win. So a good techniques needs to win the game needs to take a space in both sides, in the king side, and into the queen side. Okay, I played before bishop e1 here, the same like always. h4 was the best, and then a4. Bishop d6 was good too, attacking h4. I thought bishop d6 was out. Now the bishop is coming to e5 because the bishop on e7 now is have no sense. This was better. Oh yes, I attacking h2 and now I'm coming to e5 with the bishop. Okay, I play rook b8 because it's a blitz game, so I cannot play perfect, but always I can play better. Rook b8, g3, a4, king f1, and here I make a good breakthrough. Open the position with a3. B takes. During the game, I was thinking about b3, but my opponent can take, and after b2, rook b1, I didn't see how to continue. I have rook b3, and I still in the game, but what I chose during the game was better. I take here, simply enter with the rook to b2, king e2, rook b2, rook d1, bishop d8, one great move to go to a5 to attack the pawn. King d1, I check, bishop a5. The machines prefer bishop c7. I don't. Maybe the idea was play h4 or uh, play g5 h4. And this bishop was here so well played because he's attacking the king side, so Pai is defending d6. And yes, here the plan was g5 and h4 or h4 DLD and take here the pawn. And the principal reason is that white haven't great moves in that position. So I shouldn't hurry. I just play quiet with bishop c7. By the way, bishop a5 was not bad. Rook c2. And here I should still taking more space into the king side that I never made that. Once at the start of the game I play h5, and after that I completely forget about the king side. Now we are in the move 41, and I not move again a fucking pawn into the king side. So that's so was difficult to win games if you only play in one side. Rook b2, king d1, rook b1, king e2, and here instead of g5, I play f5. Was not the best. Okay, I stayed during all the game. I was saying that f5 was the good breakthrough, but here was better to play with g5. But okay, f5 was not bad because I after take I won the d5 square for my king. So that's not okay. After d5 I cannot go far, but always was better to have the king in the center. If this one in one moment move or this one disappear, my king was better placed on d5 of course, and it's close to everywhere in d5. Okay, of course I'm putting so much pressure at this moment. Bishop d2, rook h1, good move. Trying to earn the h2 pawn, h4. Here I have a good move, rook h2, king d1, rook f2, and I should go back to c7 with the bishop. For example, if king e1 or something, I can go back to c7, win the game. The problem is that just I came back to c7 just in the wrong moment. King d5, bishop e1. Here again, I should play bishop c7, attacking the pawn, improving my bishop. But what happened? I play rook h2, king d1, and here I should return to h1 obviously, and then go to bishop e7. What happened? That I missed the rook. I blunder my h2 rook. I completely missed that my opponent is attacking my rook, and I just play bishop c7, trying to improve the bishop, and my opponent just take the rook and 0-1. Yes, I was pushing during all the game. In some moments was more equal. In some moments I have the advantage. But during all the game I was the player who was putting pressure. But okay, that says if you blunder a rook, you are going to lose, of course. That's that says the most important thing is not don't blunder pieces. But I enjoyed this game. I think that was so interesting, and I gained experience in this type of position. And apart after analyzing the game, I was learning so much chess. So yes, I enjoy the game. And the previous day, another friend of Costa Rica, Darren, he showed me how to make a suplex, which is a wrestling move. And I was practicing with Carlos the last day. So this game was his revenge for the suplex that I made to him. So okay, I enjoyed the game. So I lost. Okay, I never want to lose, but okay, was a good game. And after that game, I have 4 points of 8. Only 4 years. Oh my god. Yes, a horrible result, but okay. The tournament continues, and I should keep fighting. So uh, stay pay attention for my next videos. Because I'm going to still comment the last round of the tournament. Bye bye, motherfuckers.